Hello and welcome to the Spice podcast. I'm your host, Dekel, with my host,
Evie, hello. Hear ye.
Yeah, hear ye. Today we'll be talking about some very steamy topics, which will probably get us canceled in 20 years from now. So let's get right into the news.
Genuinely, you're in a Keemstar.
Yes.
Like it. I love it.
Okay. So first thing, I'm gonna hit you right off the bat. Right off the bat. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, this is a little... Okay.
Right. So, we all know the Black Lives Matter movement. Very important movement in today's society.
Sirens are all going off in my head already. Okay.
But, no, I'm joking. So, the Black Lives Matter movement started as a movement against police brutality against the Afro-Americanos
Okay.
in America, obviously.
Yeah.
It also stretched out to Canada as well.
Okay.
It's not just in America. Started as against police brutality, and nowadays it's gotten a bit out of hand, and I'll explain why.
Okay. I didn't know it has gone out of hand.
Well, I'm here to explain to you why. Okay? Wait, I'm not doing this right. Okay.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, it's nothing. I'm making a fool of myself.
I'm not going to disagree with that. Yeah.
So, okay. Now, as you know, or as you don't know, I've been watching a lot of political videos about politics.
Okay.
And stuff like that. And after a good watch of many videos, this is many information I've gathered that might set off some alarms. Might get us canceled if we ever blow up.
Okay.
Which we probably won't. And
I just like to say the fact that you said I watch a lot of political videos already has the sirens going off in my head. just saying.
Okay. And I'll bring forth the viewpoints that I have taken into account. So yes, I'll just argue for the sake of the side that I'm presenting. Anyways.
Whatever that I don't understand if you're arguing for the point that you believe in or playing devil's advocate.
Then the second one.
Okay,
or
advocate.
for, I don't know, something. Okay, anyways. We're just gonna get into it. Okay. So, one of the things that happened recently, there was a conversation on CNN where they interviewed Terry Crews. You know Terry Crews, the actor? And then there was the guy was a news anchor, something like that. CNN, Johnny Depp. It's like John Lennon, but it's
John Lennon.
But it's
okay,
not.
Nice.
But it's not
nice
John. It's like John with a D. Denman.
Okay.
Anyways.
John Demon, maybe?
No. Okay, not John Demon. So Terry Crews was. They got a discussion about Black Lives Matter, and one of the things what they were talking. Terry Crews was criticizing the Black Lives Matter movement. In which case, the other guy was kind of being like, "You're a pussy. What are you talking about?" Anyways, so Terry Crews was saying, basically, that a lot of Black Lives. So the Black Lives Matter, the Black Lives Matter movement. So basically, it was made to a movement against police brutality.
Yes.
And Terry Crews was saying that the movement should also focus on black crime. As in trying to push the movement to also make things better in that area.
Yeah.
And then, because what Terry Crews was saying was, one of the things he was saying is that police brutality is only a small portion of the violence that happens against the people in the black community. And most of the violence actually comes from people within the black community itself.
Yeah, I know. I'm just gonna say that from when I see comments and stuff about let's just say, like, for example, in the NBA, obviously, a bunch of in the beginning of press conferences or interviews, a lot of players are saying they're starting their interview with saying we need justice for Breonna Taylor, and then like so many of the comments are instead of are just like, but did you know that in this weekend alone, 13 black people were killed and shot in Chicago? So, yeah, they like to. I see a lot of comments trying to focusing on that.
So that is, as you like those comments, for example. Yeah, it's something that's been unraveling recently. So yeah, that was basically the point. And now the news anchor guy was like basically saying, bruh, it's just about black police brutality against black people. And basically Terry Crews was trying to say that so he was saying that in order for us to be like seen as if we deserve respect from police, we also need to respect like ourselves in their own community, as in the black community. Yeah. Because if we just shoot each other, then like what's the point? Like what's the like? It doesn't feel like we demand the correct respect from a police officer to respect us, and also have that as well. Because also when you hear about all the black people shooting each other, then how can it reinforces the stereotype of a black person, of like seeing a black person and police officer might have the not the right thinking. Obviously that should not be the case, but it's kind of what he was representing. And then basically the John Denon.
I think we should call him John Demon.
John Demon. Okay, John Demon was basically just shut up, and they also tried to cut him off, and cut off his voice, which is funny. Anyways, they're canceling him basically.
They're canceling Terry Crews.
Not canceling Terry Crews. No, I was basically trying to say that they weren't ready to hear his side, and so they were basically trying to So they were he was having technical issues with his microphone.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So that's one criticism that's been going around.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. I think I've made that argument. I think that's it. And then so the next thing, which is crazy, is also on the site of Black Lives Matter when it says about us, when you click on the tab that says about us, they talk about other things that the Black Lives Matter movement stands for, which have nothing to do with police brutality, like raising people without heterosexual normative society, basically stop assuming people are heterosexual, and they stand for LGBTQ and it's transgender rights, and it's all very the Black Lives Matter should focus. Well, the argument is that Black Lives Matter should just focus on police brutality and shouldn't just push a certain agenda across. And so that's one thing. And then back to the other thing too about black people dying, because that's no good. A lot of people are saying that because when people just say it's just about police brutality, it's like saying that some Black Lives Matter, and all the other people who die from other black people, those lives don't matter because it's just the ones that get shot by the police.
Alright, so say the last thing again.
So the people are saying when it comes to the people who promote Black Lives Matter, people who basically saying it has nothing to do with black on black violence, they're basically disregarding the lives of people lost in in the community. Another thing which is interesting is Lil Wayne, the rapper,
Okay.
Anyways, he went on the show once, and they it was a long time ago. Well, it was 4 years ago when the Black Lives Matter just started, and they asked him about the show. On the show, they asked him about if you're with the cool kids with the black lives, you know what I'm saying? And he was like, I don't know what that's about. I just care about my 3 homies, and I be out here gangbanging.
Okay.
basically he didn't he didn't really say anything. He didn't say he was against it or he didn't.
He's just like I'm doing. He's just like I'm doing me.
Yeah, I'm doing me, and he endorsed like gang banging.
Okay then.
Okay, and then there was and then from this interview, as you can expect, there was serious backlash at him for not endorsing the Black Lives Matter movement. But there was no talk whatsoever about him being like, I'd be gang banging. And it's kind of like, so that's also another point. And now another thing, which is really interesting. So this is more of a conspiracy theory. Or sorry, I don't think it's a conspiracy theory. I think it's just a theory. So what a lot of people were saying, this is a part where the politicians use this movement or most of the Democrats to use it to boost their voters, people that vote for them. Basically, just taking it and basically making it their own narrative and using it as an agenda, using it to push their own agenda.
Yeah.
Which is very it's not good. It's not good. And there was people were trying to look. Okay, so in the Black Lives Matter site, you can donate.
Mm-hmm.
You can donate money. And now people have asked the question, okay, where does this money go to? And so apparently when you go in to donate, it leads you to a site that's connected to the Democrats' website.
Mm-hmm.
And when people, there was someone who was working in the Black Lives Matter, and she came to Reddit and she was like, hey, if you guys have any questions, you can ask me. And she answered all the questions, but all the questions that asked her where the money goes to, she never answered any of them.
Mm-hmm.
And so basically, there's a theory that they're using the money to campaign for the Democratic Party.
Okay.
And yeah, and then that's everything.
Okay, I'm just gonna say right off the bat, I don't see what the Lil Wayne thing has to do with anything.
Oh, it's just to say
just seems to be just more a story about Lil Wayne being Lil Wayne than it has to do with anything about the Black Lives Matter movement.
It's the fact that the people who are it's just weird that people who are like saying we want justice for people against police brutality.
Yeah.
To be like you have to be in on it, even though no one said anything about the fact that he was like shooting up other people. Like he's part of a gang, you know. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Oh, I
mean by gang banging, like when you shooting up people.
Okay, I don't know. I didn't.
So like basically saying he's like they're fine with the fact that they didn't say anything. They didn't criticize the fact that he was shooting up, you know, other black people, but that he was not in on the Black Lives Matter movement. So that was the point.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, bro. You gave me a lot here. I don't know. Again, I don't. Just in general, though, like with celebrities, though, when they have an opinion, I think it's a little like. Obviously, sometimes that opinion doesn't matter, right? Mm-hmm. But I don't think. In most cases, I don't think it's like the person has a more valuable opinion than other people.
Are you referring to Terry Crews? What he said?
Terry Crews, and then also Lil Wayne being like, dude, he's one dude. Everyone has their own opinion. I don't think it's right though. For example, with Terry Crews, if they purposely cut him off or whatever, I don't know if it's in today's society or in society in general or whatever, about how people have a very hard time listening to other ideas and opinions, and anything that doesn't line exactly with them, they're just against or ignore. Or I'll give you another example that does kind of have to do with the Black Lives Matter movement. There was a football player 2 weeks ago now, I think, who said who posted some anti-Semitic stuff on Twitter, I think it was, or Instagram. Mm-hmm. It was like some fake Hitler quotes, something like that. It was not good. Anyway, some people defended him or endorsed him or agreed with him, like Nick Cannon, also Steven Jackson.
I don't know who that is.
So Steven Jackson was a friend of George Floyd's. He's an ex-NBA player. He's been like very prominent in the Black Lives Matter movement since George Floyd died. And he, for example, backed the NFL NFL player, and didn't really. Everyone either ignored the fact that what he said was anti-Semitic, or they were also saying anti-Semitic things. And so, it's another example of people like the NFL player is black. He supports Black Lives Matter movement, and so they focus more on that fact than the fact that he said something else that's not okay. You know, I think just an example of people only focusing on what they are focused on, what they agree on, and everything else doesn't matter. You know, but there was also some other ex-athletes and stuff that said that it was just wrong. It doesn't make any sense. You know, how you can the only two I can think of are two ex-NBA players, obviously, who were saying how the anti-Semitic comments were bad and how it's counterproductive.
Wait, was it NFL or NBA?
The person who made the original comments was NFL. Okay. The two ex-NBA players spoke about how the comments were wrong, and it doesn't make any. It's counterproductive to try to raise one group of people by putting down another group of people. I don't know. I mean, like, there's probably problems with the whole Black Lives Matter movement, but like, you can probably find problems with a lot of movements. I don't know. Like, there might be a problem with it. At the same time, it doesn't mean that for example, people protesting on the streets are don't have good intentions. You know.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. It's probably like most things. There's a lot of there's some gray areas there. You know.
But then again, at the same time, what needs to be done about the police brutality?
Well, I mean, the obvious thing is just like, don't do it.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, honestly, it is kind of mind blowing. Like the thing, I don't know what type of mindset or how you have to grow up or whatever. Like, I don't know, just like, I mean, you could probably come up with a scenario where when you're in the wrong and you wrongfully shoot somebody or something like that, or hit somebody, and you can be like, you could probably defend it in the sense that in the heat of the moment you thought he was going to do something wrong. But there's a lot of cases, like with George Floyd, for example, where you're like, this doesn't make, like, how do you get into that mindset of where you're like, where you do something like that? I don't know. I mean, I don't know what you're supposed to do, really. I think obviously, like, you just probably need to rethink, I guess, how you either train or recruit police officers and stuff. And then the other one is, which I literally, like, just want to make people less racist. I have no idea how you do that, though. You know? Yeah. I mean, obviously, it's, like, America and in the world. Like, it's become a less racist place. I mean, look at it in, like, the 70s and 60s and now.
Yeah, that's true. Now, then again, so you talk about making it less racist, but, like, how can you make the argument against the fact that 70% of crime is committed by black people?
Well, I don't know,
like, if you're in a place, for example, like Chicago.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of like...
Yeah, but, like, correlation doesn't mean causation.
What?
Do you know the saying correlation doesn't mean causation?
Yeah.
I think I'm saying that wrong. It's like the statistics of like, just because there's a certain statistic backing up your claim doesn't mean they have anything to do with one another. Like, just because...
What does that mean, though?
Just because, for example...
Yeah.
By statistics, black people commit more crimes. Doesn't mean they're more violent people. You know?
I'm not saying there are more...
I know, but I'm saying, like...
I'm not saying there are more violent people. I'm just saying, like, it just... Like, in bad areas, for example, there's gangs that go on. And
I don't know. I have no idea what you're supposed to do about that. You're just make them better places, lol. Like, I don't understand how you're supposed to do that. I mean, there's probably ways, and there's probably been example of places that have been that have been less than ideal and gone better. I don't know how that happens though. I don't know how you do that.
I don't know. Well, yeah. That was that whole thing. And then, did you see or hear about the celebrity video where, like, I take responsibility?
It sounds familiar, but not exactly. No.
A bunch of celebrities created a clip where, like, they, like, after, like, I think it was, like, George's death, they were like, I take responsibility. From now on, I'll start realizing my white privilege,
Mm-hmm.
and like basically, it was really bullshit. Because they're like Hollywood stars and they're like, I take responsibility, and they're like for what?
Mm-hmm.
Like what are they doing?
Yeah, I don't. So here's the thing. We're quite obviously extremely privileged, right?
I mean, like the life that we were born into. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
The thing I don't know, like, I don't understand. Like, what is it? I don't see much. What it really does. Like, you know, it's not like check your privilege. Like, what does that do? What is that? I don't get what that does. I think it is good to be. You should be aware of the fact that, you know, there are definitely differences in how you're perceived and raised, because like just where you were born and your skin color and that stuff. But in the large scheme of things, I don't really see how it. I don't see what it changes.
Yeah.
Like I don't like the video you're talking about. I don't get that.
What video?
Like whatever you just said, whatever video you just talked about.
Oh, the celebrity thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, good. You realize you're white and it's better. But like, what does that do? What does that do?
Yeah.
Like, I really don't understand.
But yeah, I saw Joe Rogan react to it, and he's basically calling it like white virtue signaling. Basically trying to like show people, oh, I'm on your side, don't worry, you know, I'm with you 100%. And it's kind of like, it's kind of fake. And it's kind of...
Yeah, probably. Or, I mean, yeah, probably fake. Or maybe someone wants to show support and they have literally no idea how to do it, so that's how they do it. Or, I don't know, man. I just...
it was very shady, though. It doesn't seem like people want to show support. Because if you wanted to show support, you know... Like, I feel like there'd be better ways than that.
No, 100%. Yeah. I know, but like, what took you down watching political videos? Because I look down upon watching political videos.
You look down upon it?
You know this already. I kind of hate everything about politics and stuff.
Oh yeah.
It's people tunnel visioning to an absurd degree for 99% of the time. They're just being like, this is my lane, and either you join the lane or you get run over. It's like, it's literally what it feels like a lot of the time.
So I started watching political videos is because something I take great interest into is watching the whole cancel culture come into perspective in America and how it's like kind of growing, and it's kind of it's a scary movement because they're filled. It's people from like on the radical left spectrum, and they're filled with a bunch of ideas that like superficially it sounds all nice, right? No, no racism, blah, like transgender, like equal rights, homo equal. Wow, I'm like not getting this right. Equal rights for homosexuals.
Yeah. Okay,
basically, social equality, but then it's also filled like the people. Basically, social justice warriors, where they're not. It's very like it seems like such a shady like place because on the one hand they're like saying, oh, like we're the more tolerant side, At the same time they go around and like they
crucify you for not having the exact same opinion.
Exactly, yeah. Which is and it's really scary because there's like a bunch of people who really believe in this. And basically, they're filled with the idea. So one of the ideas that. So upon watching all of this, I eventually I'm led to people who destroy these people. But not even destroy, but like people who
poke holes in their arguments and stuff.
Yeah, basically, and then kind of that's where I got to all the political things. So you already know about this person, Jordan Peterson. I always watch him. Well, now he doesn't. I don't watch him. Like he's not online anymore because he's I told you. Did I tell you this? He's in rehab.
Yeah, I've heard of this. Yeah. I either heard it from you or from a Joe Rogan podcast. One of the two.
Or both.
Yeah.
Because Joe Rogan talks about it a lot.
Yeah.
But so I started watching him like a long time ago. Because I really was interested in his psychology videos, and then he kind of broke out into this political man because
of the whole thing in Canada.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
And then from there, it's kind of just like watching. I would kind of just like branch out to other people. So that was that. And basically, yeah. So that's where I started watching all these political videos. And so yeah, that was it. That was that. And there's another video I watched about people asking. So there's this guy who goes around. I don't know what area this was, but he goes around like asking just like white people like about white privilege and like, oh yeah, man, I'm like I always check my privilege.
Yeah, see, what does that mean? What does that mean?
And then he like asked them like, how many times have you experienced white privilege? And they're like, I can't really tell you.
We could easily probably experience it and not realize. Like, how are you supposed to know? Like here's an example. I didn't even until like after George Floyd's death and the Black Lives Matter movement like skyrocketed again. Mm-hmm. I never heard of this. From what I understand, a lot of time, like for the most part, black families in America, for example, they have to sit down their kids at a certain age or whatever, and be like, this is what you do if you encounter a cop. I don't know about you. I don't think, for the most part, white people ever have that conversation. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's an example. At the same time, like, what does it mean? I don't get that saying.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. Oh, this wasn't okay. So the video was shot in Harlem, or like it was in New York, and it was like a white neighborhood, and then they shot into Harlem, and then after they went to Harlem. So the first they went to the white people, they're like, asked them about the privilege, and they're like, yeah, I believe in white privilege, like, I always check my privilege, and it's all these white folks, and then he goes to Harlem, and he asks people, like, do you believe in white privilege, and they're always like, I think it's stupid to believe in...
Yeah.
שלום. אתם, מה זה? טוב, אני לא אפרח לך אז. היה לך משימה משהו שקשור למקום.
טן. לא בסדר, אני מתנצל.
Exposed.
I was supposed to broom the entrance to our house.
Oh.
Forgot.
Leaves?
Yeah, and whatever. Yeah, basically.
Okay. Wow, such a bad boy.
I know.
Alright, so what I was saying... Oh yeah, so he went to interview the black people in Harlem, and they're basically asking about white privilege, and they're like, that idea is like really stupid, and like one of the there was a mom there who said, I think it's stupid to like to believe in white privilege, especially as like a kid. It kind of shows that your chances are not as high as anyone else. So then you're kind of becoming like, it's a victimhood basically.
Yeah.
And what was interesting is like every time like you see this video and it's kind of portraying like white people being like they're like stepping down for like black people.
Yeah. And
it's kind of and part of it's like inherently racist. Basically saying like, oh yes, I'm such a bad person for my white privilege and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, Morgan Freeman, although, has his own controversy.
Yeah.
I mean, he once said, which I don't know how much I agree with this, but like the racism will end once we stop referring to me as being black and you as being white. Like he said to an interviewer for once. He said something like around. Yeah.
I kind of agree with that.
Yeah.
Like I saw something once that said like in a I guess perfect world, like I'm paraphrasing here, like some like the color of your skin would be the same as like the someone's color here. Mm-hmm. Like it doesn't, like you just use it to describe them physically, and that's literally it.
Yeah. But yeah, that's yeah. I hope in a perfect world, but we don't live in the perfect world. There's a lot of complex stuff. So, yeah, that's it. That's the stuff. So that's been that. And now we'll you have anything else to say about this?
But whatever. I don't think I got anything. I didn't know that we were gonna be talking about this, honestly.
Okay. Well, of course you did. I wanted to have that.
Well, I like to come in blind. You know?
I wanted to surprise you.
Yeah.
Anyways, so next, also politically, this is gonna be a very political podcast.
Oh no.
Okay. So, did you know?
can't wait until we get exposed in 20 years for being white supremacists that support the KKK.
Yeah. No, which is also... Oh, okay, well, okay, now this reminds me of another thing. First things first.
Oh, wait, okay, actually.
It's funny that people... It's funny that, like, it's funny that the people the people who like the cancel culture will basically just call you racist, bigotry, and all that kind of stuff, even though it's not really.
I think it kind of can diminish the words if you just throw it out there.
Yeah. And then what did you say again? Something about cancel culture. Say it again. Say what was it?
What I was going to
We'll
say.
get canceled in 22 years.
Oh yeah, that we'll get canceled in 20 years and be called racist, and that we support the KKK.
Oh yes, the KKK.
Oh
right.
No. Okay then.
Did you know?
Hear me out. They're not that bad.
No.
Think of it as Halloween, but once a week.
No, but I was gonna say that. Did you know that apparently the Democratic Party is the ones who created the KKK?
Oh, that sounds familiar. There were a bunch of presidents that were in the KKK.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, there were presidents that used to be part of the KKK. It's very fucked up. It's very fucked. Also, but I'm just saying, I don't know when it changed, but you know, like
they switched.
they switched at some point.
Yeah.
Like Abraham Lincoln was
he's a Republican. Yeah.
But either way, it is very fucked up that presidents used to be part of the KKK.
Yeah.
I think I don't know who the last one is, but I think Truman was the.
Huh?
You know who he was?
Truman was in World War I, right?
No, he was the president in the end of World War II.
No, World War II was Roosevelt.
No, and also Truman.
Oh, they switched?
Yeah. Or I think Roosevelt died, but whatever.
Okay,
Truman was definitely in World War II because he was a president when they decided to go boom boom to the Japanese.
Alright, alright. Yeah, I remember. Because I read the book, that's why I was confused. Okay, yeah. Right. That's interesting. Yeah, so that's funny stuff.
Listen, man, there's a bunch of bad things in America's. I mean, probably in every country's history. I mean, you know, Germany's not innocent, for example. I mean, even Israel has had its things. Every country has a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
especially America.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so now another thing. So we all know Donald Trump to be this bad man.
Oh God.
Okay, so can I
a video that's gone to your head, planted the seed, it's grown into a beautiful orange tree.
Orange tree? Nice.
Yes, I know. Okay, yeah.
So first things first, I just saw a bunch of like moments of like Donald Trump during his presidency and also the campaign, and he's funny. He's really funny.
I mean, he's charismatic.
Yeah.
Like, listen, say whatever you want about Trump.
Yeah.
He might be dumb. At the same time, he's also fucking smart.
Yeah.
You don't become the president by just oops. Like, you don't just accident. Like you have to be smart to do that shit.
Yeah. Which is great. Yeah. It's very entertaining.
Also, there's a whole thing that what he does. And I think that also Boris Johnson, the Prime Minister of England, is that they purposely put on a manner of being a little bit clueless and stupid because it disarms people. And it makes it easier for them. Because then people underestimate you.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
Like there was an example of when they tried to interview Boris Johnson about something, and he used that tactic. He was like innocent, a little naive, and he played the reporter so it was amazing. You're like, wow.
Yeah, I have to see that. So what was I gonna say? So apparently, first things first, I didn't know the Russian collusion. Like Donald Trump, apparently it was proven that he wasn't connected to the Russians about the elections.
I mean, I know the report came back that he did not collude, but wasn't it also proven that a bunch of people around him and connected to him did? Like, isn't his lawyer in jail for colluding with the Russians?
Yeah.
So, all I'm saying is, you can't prove it, but let's be frank. If his lawyer is in jail for colluding with the Russians, I do have a very hard time believing Trump had no knowledge about this. And maybe none that you can prove, but like, bruh, come on. But yeah, I knew that there's no proof that he did it.
No, but like, yeah, that's just interesting. But anyways, so I searched up a site and I searched up things that Donald Trump did, good things Donald Trump did, which surprised me because I didn't know about this.
Okay.
So one of the things is he banned apparently assault rifles, fully automatic assault rifles.
Okay.
Which I didn't know, which is funny also because he's from the Republican Party, which is supposed to be against gun control. And then another thing he did. Oh, apparently he improved the jail system, like he helped and create places to rehabilitate criminals.
Okay.
So
is this? I'm just asking. Is this fact checked or is this from one site?
No, this is fact check.
Okay.
Yeah. Another thing. Oh, this is a good one. Oh, he also cut tax. That's it. Oh, that's it. That's all I did.
Okay.
And there's other ones, but basically that was that. I was also working on the plan, although this is only speculation. Like, it's not speculation. It's only in the making. It's not done yet. But he's working on a plan to help improve people with HIV in the U.S.
Okay.
Improve their life, basically. So basically, I was surprised that, he did some stuff. Because for the most part, it's kind of like, from the media that I watch, I never hear any of this shit ever.
Yeah. Which
is interesting. Because in a sense, like, perhaps it really is fake news.
It's really not, but...
I mean, not that it's fake news, but it really shows that basically most of the media is biased.
Okay, first of all, no shit. Literally all media is biased. It's a huge problem. It's ridiculous. It's really bad. Like, in my opinion, Trump should be bashed to all hell for, like, how he's handled the corona thing. I do think it was unfair how much he was criticized, like, in the beginning. Because I thought there was a lot of countries that were very slow to respond in the beginning. So the amount of bashing he got, at least in the beginning, I thought was a little unfair. But I think overall, he deserves to be... He says a lot of ridiculous and stupid shit. Like, there's so much stuff that you don't even remember it. Like, you could probably, like, dude, the list of stuff, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff he says, either they're stupid or just plain out lies, and they've never been proved, and, like, after he won, and, because, when he won the election, he didn't actually win. He, like, won the Electoral College, but more Americans voted for Hillary. Yeah. So then he comes out and says that, like, 4 million unregistered voters voted for Hillary, and there was, like, no proof of this, for example. And then there was the whole Charlottesville thing, which is a fucking disaster. Yeah. I guess that's... I mean, like, listen, that alone, the Charlottesville thing, that's a huge yikes. That's probably, like, you can probably go, name a few things before you get to that now.
Well, there's an argument against that. Was that it was taken what he said was taken out of context. He was basically the Charlottesville started. It was a protest that started against. It was supposed to be like a peaceful protest, and then basically, so there were people there that were. I can't remember what they were protesting about.
It was white supremacists.
No, I'm saying that the protest itself.
It was a white supremacist protest in Charlottesville.
Yeah, so before the protest was about something else, or
I don't think it was. Oh, you're saying there was a protest and then it was a white supremacist protest?
Yeah.
Oh, basically. Yeah, you might be right.
So
I'm not sure. Okay.
Basically, there started to be a protest, and then the white supremacists took over it, and Donald Trump was saying. So he said there was. First of all, he condemned. Condemned means not to endorse.
Yeah.
Okay, so he condemned the white supremacists, and then what was it after? He condemned the white supremacists, but then he also said there's good people on both sides, and people were basically saying he was probably just referring to the people who were there before the white supremacists took over. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. And then also was the fact that the KKK endorsed him in the beginning of his presidency.
Well, I don't think you can really I don't think that's really his fault. You can't really control what another person does.
Yeah, but that was really funny.
Yeah, that's not a good look, but like I don't know what you're supposed to do there.
Yeah.
Unless I mean you can just say like they endorse me but I don't like them. You know, you could say something like that, but I think that is a real problem though with the media. Like whether they took that out of context or not, 100% they take things out of context all the time. Everyone, again, it's like we were talking about the Black Lives Matter thing. Everyone just takes what they want and they ignore everything else.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
That's true. That's true. And yeah, it feels bad, man.
So yeah, that's why I try to ignore all that.
Abstain from political.
Really like it.
See, I see what you mean, because politics it gets very tiring.
It's just ugly, and for the most part, it's like talking to a brick wall.
Yeah.
People are not, for the most part, willing to listen or change or whatever.
Yeah. At the same time, I think especially when things are getting pretty bad, I think we need to, like, the whole thing that I was watching about, for example, how on college campuses, where usually the mobs for all the left stuff, or that's where they're at.
Yeah.
So these people, their ideology is very scary, and like some people want to limit free speech, and like believe in, and so because for equality reasons, or what they believe is equality, and they believe in equity and like equality of outcome, and these ideas, like to think that these ideas could be very harmful to if they get to anywhere near, if they're enforced into the law.
Yeah. So, by the way, I think there's a difference that I don't think is exactly realized between canceling someone, which I think is, I mean, depending on the thing, but like canceling someone for someone they say is stupid. But okay, let me relay this. If someone says something controversial, okay?
Yes.
I'm gonna give you an example. Obviously, you gotta go to sports. It's the only thing I know. Drew Brees, if I'm saying this correctly, he said something like he supports the Black Lives Matter movement, but he does not agree with them kneeling for the national anthem. Okay? Don't agree with it. But, yeah, that's his opinion. My dude got fucking bashed. Like, a bunch of people were like, fuck Drew Brees. Like, he got a ton of hate. Way too much. So, some comments and stuff I saw in response to people saying, like, fuck Drew Brees was like, what's the problem? He's just practicing free speech. I don't think that's... Like, free speech isn't that you can say whatever you want without any pushback.
No,
You're just allowed to say what you want to say.
Yeah.
But I think that's what's, like, lost, kind of. Maybe because of cancel culture, maybe not, I don't know. Just, like, if you say something and you're bashed for it, you shouldn't be like, it's just my opinion, it's free speech.
No, but I'm not saying that. I'm talking about for the people who want to literally write into the law that if, like, any microaggression should be
that's not
illegal.
That should not be a thing.
And also another popular one, which gets on my nerves. Like, not it gets on my nerves, but it's like really stupid because it literally happened in Canada, where to write into the law to make a law where you have to refer to somebody by ze, because you don't know their pronouns, and it's like, it's so stupid. And then that's so stupid. Now, if you say two genders, and there's only two genders, it's like controversial.
Bro, I don't know. Listen, I just, like, honestly, something like that, like 2 genders, 3 genders, 69 genders, 30 genders. Bro, for that stuff, I don't care, bro. Like, if I meet somebody and for some reason they're like, refer to me as a helicopter. Bro, am I gonna be a little curious and be like, that's kind of strange? Yeah, probably. At the same time, I'm like, fuck it, I'll call him a helicopter, like, you know?
I have no problem with calling someone a helicopter.
Again, when it's written to law, that's a little different. That's not as good.
Yeah. I'm not talking about, for example, if someone's referred to as a helicopter. Like, no, who cares? Like, yeah, sure, I'll call you a helicopter.
I just like when people like triggered though for like what you said, like for if someone's like there's only 2 genders. Like, bro, what does it just what does it matter? Just if you want you to call them a they or a helicopter or whatever, just it doesn't matter. Well, I don't see what the big deal is.
But there's a difference between someone being referred to as how they want to be referred to and someone saying that there's more than 2 genders. That's basically you're saying there's more than just female and male.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can just be like, there's the heterosexual male, and then there's the homosexual male, and then there's the hetero-homosexual male, and then it's like, or like, I don't know, like, I mean, our friend Maya was, if we see her tonight, I think she once talked about it, like, there are so many genders, and I'm like, what's bullshit?
I don't know. Again, I don't pay attention. I really try not to pay attention to that stuff because I'm just like, what good does it do, man? I'm just gonna get my brain fucking confused and listen to people get triggered about something that doesn't really matter in my opinion. Like,
maybe you're right. Actually,
no, like, bro, just chill out, bro. You know, and like at the same time though, like if you're, I'm just gonna keep using the helicopter example because I love it. If you refer to yourself as a helicopter. And when you first meet somebody, they don't refer to you as a helicopter. You shouldn't get triggered, you know? Yeah. Like, it's you should give it some time. Again, at the same time, after a while, if they still refer to you as some not helicopter, then yeah, maybe you should get mad. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, sure, you should get mad. I mean, you can get mad, but like, so. Although someone asked me to refer to them as a helicopter, I just called them heli.
Nice. See, there you go. That's better.
Or a copter. That's both.
Don't refer to them as a cop, though. It's not a good thing anymore.
You know, people want to defund the police. Oh, did you hear about? Okay, this is a more politics story. I don't know if it's politics. It's just funny stories. So I don't remember. I think it was Seattle.
You're talking about the Seattle thing where they took over like 3 blocks or something,
and they called it Plaza.
No. Yeah, I don't. Whatever that was. It's a very weird thing. Is that gone now?
Probably. I think it was gone. Because there was a bunch of shootings that happened there.
That's so surprising.
Like I
thought that was gonna go really smoothly, no problems.
Yeah. So yeah,
what the fuck are they trying to do there, man? What the, like, damn.
They're like they wanted a place without police because they're crazy.
Getting too woke for their own good. I swear to God.
Yeah. Basically, what happened? First of all, it was stupid because the mayor of the city just let it happen, which was ridiculous. Mm-hmm. And then this thing happened, and it went on for like, I don't know, a good month or something. And I will catch up on Wikipedia just to see what happened there. Apparently there's like a shooting like every other day. Mm-hmm. There's a shooting every other day. And each time, first thing at first, so what happened was there was a shooting, people would call the ambulance of the city, even though they don't technically belong to that city. And then so the ambulance would come, and then protesters would try to block the ambulance from coming in and then saving people.
Yeah.
Okay. And then so some people died, some people whatever. So there's like a 14-year-old kid who got shot, and like most of the people every time they got shot and like they'd ask them like what happened, no one would speak because they're like, what kind of way?
Yeah.
And it's oh my god, that's a stupid story. And I mean, bro. Police might be like sometimes, not very lawful, but
overall, we need police.
Yeah.
Does it maybe need some tweaks? I would not argue against that. Yeah, it probably needs some tweaks. But overall, if it's 1 a.m. and someone's about to, and you hear someone break into your house, you want somebody to call.
Yeah. There was an interesting discussion. So in Joe Rogan's podcast. And Ben Shapiro, he was interviewing Ben Shapiro. Mm-hmm. They were talking about the subject of basically black communities. What was it? Saying they were talking whether if not like Ben Shapiro was saying that people who are black people, for example, who are raised in these communities where there's a bunch of violence and stuff. They just kind of gotta toughen up and like not. They have to toughen up and just like don't become like their environment. Basically, they have to like get out of that life. And Joe Rogan was kind of, I don't know if he was playing devil's advocate, but he was kind of like arguing against them, like, but it doesn't make sense because these people, like, all they know is this lifestyle. Like, how do you get them out of it?
Yeah.
And then, so they're kind of like talking about, and then Joe Rogan asked him, like, if you were like God or whatever, like, what would you do? And the first thing, like Ben said, the first thing he would do is he would put more police officers there. Because what he said the problem was there's a bunch of violence and like gangs that going on.
Okay.
So what he would say is put more police there, ironically, because then they're hopefully create more law, there'd be more people. Because the problem is these places are very poor. There's a bunch of poverty that's there, and the reasons for that is because businesses don't want to invest in that land because of just all the violence, and so because businesses don't want to invest, the places there become shit. The schools become shit. Education is shit. No one has the jobs are shit. Basically, everything's trash.
Yeah.
So what Ben recommends, what he said in the perfect world, he'd double the police officers, hopefully creating more law. Then the crime rates would hopefully go down, and then this would people would feel more safe. People who are not part of the violence, and then therefore businesses would start to invest, and things would kind of, I guess, utopia and stuff.
Well, there has to be places that have been just dog shit, and then have become fine places to live.
That's a good question.
What do they?
I don't know.
There has to be places like that. So what do they do in that situation?
Dude, I have no idea.
I don't know. I also just wonder, I don't know. Maybe no matter what you do, they're just gonna be just shit areas, just how it works.
I mean, yeah.
I don't know. In the perfect utopia that is Sweden or whatever, do they not have dog shit places?
I mean, I'm trying to think of it.
I don't know. I'm wondering.
Well, let's think about it because, right? Let's talk about like people with how much money they're making, economically wise. There's always a spectrum. There's the high class, the middle class, and the low class. Yeah. So even all these classes, you have socialism.
Yeah.
Basically.
But in a lot of those places, there's something similar to socialism.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
But the more the high class goes up, the more the low class goes down. Or I think also the middle class as well goes down. But basically, it's kind of like an evening factor. So I guess in a capitalistic country, America, you'd always have bad places since there's capitalism. Basically means if you work. I mean,
in theory, it means the people. If you work hard, you rise to the top.
Yeah.
In practice, it doesn't necessarily work like that. It doesn't.
Yeah. So I guess you can eliminate poor areas, I guess.
No, but I'm wondering places like Sweden and all the Scandinavian countries.
I mean, I'm sure. I mean,
I wonder if there, for example, if there are dog shit places.
I know. I mean, there has to be.
That's what I'm wondering though. But I'm is it maybe no matter what you do, some places are just gonna. Obviously, you should try to improve the dog shit places. Yeah. I'm I don't know. Maybe no matter what you do, they'll just that place isn't dog shit anymore, and then another place becomes dog shit.
Yeah. Well, actually, it depends because if for example, some countries economically is just their economy is just getting better, then probably also that means. See, actually, I don't know because if economically they're getting better, their economy is getting better. Is everything getting better? Or is just the good places getting better, and the black or everything else besides the black places getting better?
I don't know. I think everything gets better.
Yeah,
but it's still probably uneven who profits, but I think everybody profits overall.
So I mean, I guess it's just getting better. Although I heard a statistic apparently that there's less people in poverty nowadays, than there was 20 years ago. So.
I mean, that sounds like that. Makes sense, but I feel like 2020 might change that statistic.
Oh yeah,
by a lot. So
yeah. Although I think on the same time we're also moving towards a new age. This Corona thing.
What does that mean?
People are starting to start their own businesses and doing things online and digitally.
People have already started their own businesses before, though.
I know, but I'm saying the Corona thing has only encouraged it because when you're stuck inside, you're unemployed. You have to find some way to get food on the plate.
Yeah, that's true. But I think overall though, people have probably gotten poorer during 2020.
Oh no, I'm not sure of that.
You're not sure of that?
I think
that's like a guaranteed yes.
I'm saying I'm sure of that. I'm just saying that obviously there's going to be a bunch of people who get poor and then their lives fucked up. I'm saying there's probably a small portion, or I don't know, I'm assuming maybe this is a growing portion of people that are slowly being like, okay, the traditional way is not working, so we have to go through another route, basically, and kind of doing their own thing.
Becoming an entrepreneur, but it's easier said than done.
Yeah, it's not. I just noticed because all the fucking advertisements on YouTube of you know what I'm talking about? This guy who's like, I can make you a millionaire if you just follow these steps.
Nope.
Working from home can become a reality.
My dad was talking to me about now that I finished school. Big dub.
Become an entrepreneur, dude.
So you kid, but
I'm being serious.
My dad being my dad, like I see 3 options for you: sport. It's like, come on, get a job. But he's like, don't get a dog. He's like, don't be a waiter or something. My dad kind of looks down on getting a job at our age. Mm-hmm. Doesn't look down. He's like, he doesn't exactly always see the benefit. He's like, you don't need the fucking money. So he's like, don't be a waiter or some shit. He's like, you're just wasting your time. So he's like, find a job that you're actually doing something. Volunteer. Or he's like, or start a business or something. I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna do? What the fuck am I gonna do? What business will I start up? But I think just the entrepreneurship, you know, in my dad's genes, in his mindset, you know.
I mean, listen, I'm going to throw something a really wacky idea, although it is sort of a longer. It's in your grasp, I guess. Not the grasp, but it's in something I guess you like. You could. So let's think about this. You can, for example, this is not the most reliable way. It's definitely a way. So you can start you're very passionate with the NBA, so you become either an analyst. I don't know what kind of people is in the NBA. So probably an analyst.
There's writers, there's analysts. I don't know what else there is.
I don't know what else you could. Maybe reviewer or something. And basically, you can start YouTube, and then hopefully, if it grows, then you can get sponsored and endorsements or something from like that. Not endorsements, sponsorships. And then that could be a sort of business. And then from there, you could also, if you have a following, you can use that same following to start another idea that you have or something like that. Mm-hmm. That's just an idea. But I mean, you could do that. You can also, I mean, you don't have to use YouTube. I'm assuming you can probably do sort of like a website or not.
I mean, I don't know. I probably won't be going into any NBA field of stuff.
Not?
No.
Why not?
Because to do it at a level that I would be happy with, you have to watch a ton of basketball. Mm-hmm. And I'm not about to watch like 8 hours of basketball a day. I'm not gonna be watching like 4 games a day. That's a lot. Uh-huh. Like you can be one of those people. Because there are people who write and talk about basketball who don't watch that much basketball, and there are those who do watch a ton of basketball. So I don't know. It's to be good at it, I'd have to watch a lot, and I'm not about to watch like 4 games a day. That's a lot.
There's a lot there. There's like each game's like an hour. Hmm? Each game is like an hour? No, 15 quarters.
I mean, it's 48 minutes, but it ends up being an hour and a half, I think. If not longer, I don't know. Again, because the games are on at like 3 a.m. here. I never watch basketball. I just never. The only times I ever watch are sometimes in the playoffs and the finals, and that's it.
Wait, each quarter is how many?
12 minutes.
Oh, it's 12.
Yeah.
Huh. Wasn't it? Didn't it used to be 15?
Nope.
Never. Okay. So. Okay, well then, I guess. I mean, just, it's court, so I'm assuming it's 15.
Sure, yeah, but it's not.
Yeah, okay, I know that's. I guess it's not. I guess it's not. Okay, gosh.
What a fucking normie, bro.
What else would you want? I mean, I don't know. What else would you?
Yeah, I have no idea what I'm going to be doing right now.
Entrepreneurship.
I'm definitely not going to be doing any entrepreneurship.
No, but theoretically, okay, this is the most fun idea that there is. Theoretically, what kind of ideas pop into your head?
That's part of the problem. There is no ideas.
Well, come on, there's gotta be. Just throw some.
I don't have anything. I don't have anything. That's the thing. Being an entrepreneur, my ass, bro. That's not me, man.
Come on, dude. Anyone can do it.
Right. In theory, yes, anybody could do it. They just have to come up with the idea.
Yeah. Actually, I heard something interesting. So my brother's learning business and entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
And one I don't know, important person also just said something that entrepreneurship, the people who are working on it, so the people is more important than the idea itself, because the people is what actually causes things to work. Because you can have a great idea.
That makes sense, but yeah. That makes sense. At the same time, you still have to have an idea.
No, obviously.
Yeah, something.
Bro, you're a smart person. You can think of something.
Yeah, I tend to disagree.
Okay, dude. Sure. Right. I mean, this guy. There's gotta be something, bro. There's gotta be something. There's something for everybody.
Not everybody ends up being an entrepreneur.
I mean, you don't have to be an entrepreneur. No, okay. I'm not saying you have to be an entrepreneur. I'm just saying if you were, come on, there's gotta be something that drives you, that fuels you.
Have you met me?
I mean, yeah, I know, you're pretty low key. I get.
Yeah, my parents were immediately after I finished school, my parents were already thinking about what I should learn for college.
Yeah.
The ideas of college. My mom was saying I should learn Tasya Venihul, which is it's like engineering and management.
Uh-huh. Does that interest you?
I'll tell you what I told her. Anything with the word engineering in it makes me want to run away so fucking fast.
Yeah. Have they just been throwing science stuff at you?
Well, no, literally we haven't talked about it basically at all until I think it was. Did I get my grade yesterday? I already forgot.
Yeah. Yesterday? No, 2 days ago.
2 days ago. So it's since it was my mom mentioned that, and then yesterday when we were at my grandma's, we talked about it a bit more. But I don't know. My grandma, as a joke, I think it was, said that I should learn electrical engineering, something like that, which is what my dad learned. And she said that to my dad, why don't you get him invested in that? And he's like, if there was even a part of him, a small part of him that wanted to do it, I would push it all the way. So
your dad knows what's up.
My dad loves engineering. My dad is there's nothing I love more right now than to go learn. He's been saying it for so long. My dad loves learning, my dude. He's a sucker for that stuff. He likes to expand his mind,
Right, just imagine it's all it's like it's his Coke.
It really, I swear it is. He loves it.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So no ideas.
No, I don't know. I mean, do you know what you want to learn in college?
Oh, I don't know. I was talking about entrepreneurship.
No, I know, but do you have any ideas?
Well, okay. I had okay. One of my so there was one idea which was very, how do you say, interesting and had it's kind of like a thought process to help other people, which is teaching.
Okay.
At the same time, teachers, not much. Yeah, it's kind of shitty for teachers. So teaching is kind of sucky. At the same time, I am interested in it, but whatever. Second thing was psychology. At the same time, it's kind of, I don't know, it's either, they can't really do much with psychology.
I mean, except become a psychologist.
Yes. Although also what Tomer's dad's doing. Who he's a
That's some crazy shit what he's doing, bro. Yeah. That's wild.
Yeah. Which I think actually is very interesting.
It's crazy. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how you do that.
Yeah. So I think what I'd, my dad's probably gonna get pissed off, but I'll probably actually I don't know, Because I think I want to be an entrepreneur. Although it's so wow, it sounds so.
But it sounds. What does
so
that mean,
stupid.
bro? It sounds so like.
It sounds so stupid.
It's not necessarily stupid, but like you're like you want to start your own business. I get that. Yeah. It's such a. It just sounds so general to me.
Yeah. I probably want to start my own business. Yeah, wow, that sounds. But obviously, I don't think you don't even learn entrepreneurship that much for it. Like you can just look.
Well, it probably helps you. It's kind of the point.
Yeah, but it's probably better to get a degree in something else.
No, maybe I don't actually know.
So listen, I have no idea. Although it's a safe way to probably go science based.
Oh, it's definitely safe. Is. Just the point is, I don't think it's something. I mean, I don't know exactly, but I don't think it's something I would enjoy. Yeah. Like you learned physics in high school. I learned it for like a semester, and I wanted to just die.
That's because of the teacher, though.
It is because of the teacher. Also, I don't know if it's all because of the teacher. I don't. I learned chemistry, and chemistry was interesting for the most part. It's fine, but it's not something I would want to continue learning.
Oh, okay.
At all. So.
Well, yeah, but most people who took physics didn't take physics because they wanted to learn physics, and
that's true. It's more. I mean, the reason my parents wanted me to take physics, and the reason they're gonna force my brother to take physics, is because they wanna.
Is your brother smart?
My brother is extremely smart. He's not always the hardest worker, but my dude's a sponge. Sorts it all. It's because they just want us to have our options open.
What? I think we saw before. Then you showed.
Oh yeah.
Alright, sorry, continue.
They want us. They want us to keep all our options open for college. Because I say like if you do 5 points math and 5 points English and physics and then hopefully another science thing or maybe whatever else, then it just keeps all your options open. Because they won't really, and they have like suggestions of what we should learn in like college, for example, what we should work in, but they don't really. It's not like they're like do this. They're just like after high school they're like learn what you want to learn. We just want you to have. We just want you to go to everything you want to do. Because like my sister, for example, didn't learn any sciences. And she did 3 points math. So for whatever she wants to do, she probably has to do some learning beforehand. Yeah. To up her credentials to get into the college and stuff.
Yeah. And I think it's also important because now you know that you don't want to do science subjects because you studied chemistry in high school.
Yeah, but I don't. It's a very big field. So who knows, man?
Yeah, I guess so. And also, I think in the end, you might also, even though you might not go for something that's sciencey, you might do something that's kind of related to science in the end.
Yeah, that's true. Who knows, man? Do your parents have any? You're laughing. Do your parents have any expectations about like what you should learn? Like your two older siblings, for example. Yeah. Did they choose what they chose to learn because they wanted to?
My brother definitely chose what he wanted to.
But it had nothing to do with your parents' influence.
My parents my dad kind of looks down the fact he took entrepreneurship. It's like it's this whatever.
Well, is he like it's a horseshit thing to learn or what?
There's no point to it. There's no value to it. You don't get accepted anywhere for the degree of entrepreneurship. Although what's interesting now, my brother's going down the path of code. Like I think it's coding basically. He like really enjoys that. So I think he's found that stuff. At the same time, also my brother he's like obviously I think he agrees with my dad. It's like it's not much of a degree. At the same time, he says that he doesn't regret ever like going to starting that.
It would be hilarious if your brother was a coder. You just have like this fucking jacked dude just like doing code all day. That's hilarious. That's great.
Yeah. My sister, she's kind of. I mean, she's had this whole problem, especially now because she kind of quit. She in the middle of learning for her degree in pharmaceuticals and pharmacy. So, and that was kind of.
But why did she choose that subject?
See, that's the thing. So to begin with, my mom, she
learned the same thing, no?
Yes, I can't remember what she do though. She's a pharmaceutical. I don't know. Whatever. She researched pharmaceutical stuff.
Okay.
And so my sister kind of went down the same lane. the same time, like, she doesn't really know what she wants to do.
Mm-hmm.
She like did a degree and she like, I don't know if I actually want to learn this. She did though, like, was saying how she like hated the place that she learned in Jerusalem. She like hated it. She hated being there.
Oh.
So I don't know whether it was so she doesn't really know whether it was because of the degree itself or because of the place.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I don't know. I don't know.
But like, do you feel like you have expectations to learn a certain thing, or your parents kind of like you should like do what you're interested in?
Well, I think my dad definitely has some sort of expectations or hopes at least, which will probably, I don't know if they'll.
See, my dad definitely had as well. I think for at least me, they've definitely changed a bit.
My mom's kind of, I think, is a bit more open. I once asked them how would they feel if I pursued music. They were so my mom's so I kind of expected them. I was like, hey, what happened if I were to pursue music? And I expected them to be like, music? What are you, crazy out of your mind? My mom was a bit more accepting, although she said it should probably be a side hustle instead.
Yeah,
which makes sense. Like, I agree with. And I think my dad was also accepting, but he was still kind of leaning towards like, you should probably do something else.
I mean, it's hard with something like the music. It's kind of hard because it's such a unreliable field. Yeah,
definitely.
It's like good that you're interested in it, but like, what good does that do you? In some cases.
Yeah, basically. But I haven't really. I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. I don't want to work a job that I hate.
Well, yeah, that's goes without saying though.
Yeah.
Just, what does that mean though?
I don't want to. Like, I don't think I want to do away with a job basically. Even though like I used to kind of be all about that shit before.
What?
I think Todd told you about it. I used to be like, I want to be a waiter, bro.
Oh.
But now I think I don't like the idea now because I realize being like working at that you're so low in the hierarchy of like the business that you're working for that it feels like you're not much of a value and you can't really influence much. And I can't.
Oh, obviously, yeah. You're just there to collect your money and do your very basic work, yeah.
Yeah, but and then I realized then I realized I was like, I want to be more than just that. So yeah, I mean, basically. Yeah. So I don't know. The future is dark and full of mysteries.
I wouldn't put it like that.
No,
we got lots of time.
Parroting Game of Thrones.
Oh, okay. Well, we don't talk about that show.
Yeah, I know. My sister she asked me to sell. She has like shot glasses.
Mm-hmm.
Someone gave her a present of shot glasses of Game of Thrones, and she's asking me to sell it. And she's like, see, the problem is I don't know really who would buy after season 8.
Ooh.
Would you want?
I might, because my sister collects shot glasses.
Ah, perfect. I had a feeling that your sister might want.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I had a feeling. We should ask her.
I will ask her.
She said for fair friends, she'd give it this discount.
Maybe I'll just buy and give it to her because I never get people presents, so it'll be like a really late present. There we go.
That's nice. That's cool. So yeah, that's the name of the game. Where when it comes to the brain.
I feel like we went way overboard.
No, just 13 minutes over.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we're gonna close it off. The podcast. We didn't do any exciting accents this time. So.
Tome.
What is that? Like French and British at the same time? Tome.
Listen, I don't know what the accents I do are. I just roll with whatever comes out the mouth there.
Yeah. I was thinking about next year when I'm gonna do my community volunteering stuff. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna live with 6 other people, and I just was thinking about me pulling out a really dumb American accent. Like I don't understand, man.
Yeah.
I just thought just like, man, I'm going to drive those people crazy.
You don't have a thick accent. In Hebrew?
No. Oh, in Hebrew, no. I have like a little accent. No, but I'm saying speaking in English with that dumb like Israeli accent. You know, man. You know what I'm saying? It's the good shit, man.
I don't understand. People I know say I have an accent when I speak in Hebrew, but if I go outside, if I go speak to randoms in Hebrew, they say that I don't have an accent. So I have no idea. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, maybe it's just because like your accent's so like thin or like non-existent that people are just kind of like dismiss it, and because people know you to be American, they kind of like expect that.
Maybe it's that.
Yeah. Big brain. Yep. Okay, we're signing off for this podcast. This is the 10th podcast. We're deep in it. We're deep.
Yeah, we have to do these interesting topics early on before we one day explode. So this way we don't get canceled. You know.
Oh right.
Yes.
Okay. I'll go close off with a little message for our followers and our listeners.
Zen, lock.
Suck a dick before it's too late. Okay, team. We're gonna be signing off. This is your boy. Go follow me on Spotify. Go follow me on my YouTube channel, Schweckel. You know. Go follow Evie.
We really have to work on these outros.
Go follow Evie on his big round head. Go follow him around like a little stalker. And if you want to kiss me, then go to my my OnlyFans account. Trickle out. No, I'm sorry. Spice out.